Hi, this is Randy from Fried Eggs Golf, and I'm here today to do my last edition of What's in the Bag for 2016. I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't really change clubs all that often, and I've only made a couple of changes, but I thought it'd be notable to kind of do a little fresh up on what's in my bag currently, because in my whole process and the way I play the game is once I find a club or a set of clubs, I typically hold on to them for a couple of years. I don't really flip-flop back and forth between sets. I just have the clubs that I have. I don't have like a closet at home full of old drivers that I go back to when I have a bad day or anything like that. So the clubs I have are the ones that I've kind of cemented and I feel comfortable with, and I feel confident when I go to the course that I can play my best golf with. So without any further delay here, let's go ahead and jump through the set. Now, I'm actually going to start with the bag because I got a brand new bag and I'm very excited about it because it's a 2016 Ping Hoofer bag that I got from Ping, and they actually surprised me when it came in, and they put the Fried Eggs logo on the side of it, and they did an amazing job. It looks awesome. They put my name on the ball pocket there, and I couldn't be more in love with this bag. It's absolutely perfect. From there, we're gonna move into the putter. Let's go ahead and start there. I've actually built this up on past videos. I've been talking about getting a new putter, and I wanted to actually wait to do my what's in the bag for this very reason, because of this putter. And the reason it took so long is because I actually had to send it to the Ping Works department, which is their kind of customization for where they can really modify any club and make it exactly like you want it. So if you're interested in, engraving your name on it or doing something special to the club, check with them, and I really don't know if there's anything they can't do, especially after seeing this putter. But what it is it's a Karsten 66 series. It's the Answer 2 model, meaning it has the line notched in the back there. It's got the plumber neck, and I sent it to custom because I went through a fitting with Brian, who you've seen in past videos, and I had him do the fitting because I typically will leak some bias into my when I fit my own club, so I like to have somebody else do it to get a fresh opinion on it. And what we did was we built a posture that I felt comfortable in, whether my eyes be over the ball or slightly inside it, which my eyes were slightly inside the ball. And then from there, we built the proper length, which ended up being 31.5 inches long. So quite a bit shorter than your off the rack putter, and I don't feel comfortable on like a 34, 33 inch putter because I feel like it's making me stand upright. So what we did first is I built my posture. Brian fit me to a 31.5 inch, and then we set the line angle from there, and it ended up being 4 degrees flat, which is a gold dot if you follow Ping or know anything about Ping. But in taking a putter down to a 31.5 inch length, you are gonna kill the swing weight. And I think it weighed out at like A4 or something like that if you just took a putter off the rack and cut it down to 31.5 inches, which I'm kind of guessing there. I think it was somewhere around there, but that's super light and you can't feel the head at all, and you just have no balance. But what we did is I sent it back to Ping Works department, and they bored 2 holes in the heel and toe and then put tungsten ports in there. And you can see that they just did an amazing job. It looks so clean. It looks like the putter was designed that way and it was meant to be that way. But this does 2 things. One, it adds a swing weight to the putter where I can actually feel the head. And the second thing it does is it actually makes it more forgiving, because what it has done is increase the putter's MOI. So anytime I strike it off center, it doesn't want to twist or turn as much in my hand. So I'm so excited about this, and you'll see it in future vlogs. I haven't played with it yet on camera, so I hope to make a lot of putts in the future with this. But I wanted to spend time on this because this is actually one of the only 2 clubs that I replaced in my bag since my last What's in the Bag video. And if you have any interest in watching that, I'll put it in the description below, and there'll be a link up here that you can also click on to get to that. So moving on from there, we're going to jump into the wedges. Nothing has changed here, but I do want to go back over them. I play the Mizuno MPT5 wedges, and I carry them in a 50, 54, and 60 degree. They have the Dynamic Gold X100 soft step in them. Like I said, nothing has changed about this. They're 2 degrees flat because it's a good line angle for me, because my miss with irons and wedges typically in the past were heavy draws and maybe even a pull, because my heel would drag through impact and want to turn the club over a lot easier. So I went 2 degrees flat. If I miss, you'll see on my vlogs, it typically is maybe a little bit of a push right, and I like that because I at least know the ball is not going to go left, so I can always aim a little left of the flag now, and if I miss, it's a little push right, and it usually falls right on the flag stick. I don't know if I mentioned the grips I play on my clubs, but on my wedges here, I have the Golf Pride Tour Wrap 2G, which is the second generation. They're just really tacky, and I like the fact that the way the wrap works around, I use those as guidelines to where to choke up on. And I have them in red in the wedges because it's just a mental, I think, thing where when I see red, it's kind of like, you know, let's go, let's hit this close. I don't know, it's weird, but that's what I think. So we'll move on from there. I don't think there's nothing really new to talk about in the wedges. When I jump to the irons here, same thing. Haven't changed the thing with these. These are the Mizuno MP 15 irons with the titanium muscle in the back. And I'll just real briefly talk about these. The same shaft, Dynamic Gold X100 soft step. The reason I go to the soft step is because my swing speed wasn't quite there for standard X100, but it was definitely faster than the S300 required. So I kind of went mid-ground there to the X1, and they just soft stepped it, making it a little softer than your standard X100 would be. I play these in standard length as along with my wedges. I should play something a little shorter, around a 1/2 inch, but I find that my whole life, because when I started playing, customization wasn't really available to everybody. It cost more money back in the day because you actually had to have the work done, special. Whereas now it's all included in the set, so that's awesome. But I got so used to playing sets at standard length and choking up on them, it just feels comfortable to me. And I don't know if you remember a player named Anthony Kim. A couple years back, he's kind of fallen off the map now, but he used to do the same thing, and really for the same reason, that when he was a kid he choked up and just got used to it, and that's kind of where I'm at. But I should play about a 1/2 inch short, but I play them at standard length. Lie angles at 2 degrees flat once again, and even though they appear to be more of a blade muscle back looking iron from the top line, they are very forgiving. That titanium muscle really throws the weight to the perimeter, to the toe and heel of the club. So even though it is a forging and it is a smaller based head there, that extra weight on the perimeter makes it more forgiving. So I can miss it low, toe, heel, and I still get great performance, and they're really not that hard to hit. I would say anyone from a 0 handicap, even up to like maybe a 12 or so, could handle these irons with confidence and ease there. So nothing changed on those. And I carry those, I don't know if I mentioned before, but I carry those pitching wedge up through 4 iron. And I used to carry a 3 iron in the set that I had prior to this, but when I stepped into this set, once again, I do the non-bias thing, and I have somebody else work with me on it, and we had a discussion with the 3 iron because I started to lose some carry distance. I think I was at 200 with my 5 iron, thereabouts, and the 4 iron was about 210, and then the 3 iron was 215 in the air, and I wanted it closer to 220, 225, so that's when I put a hybrid in. And this hybrid is, I think you all know my love affair with my hybrid. I was the last person to think I would ever like them. Callaway X-Hop Pro, and this is the original. This isn't like the X2. I mean, this is multiple generations old, and I cracked my old hybrid, the face of it, which was an X-Hop Pro, and what had happened was that I sent it back to Callaway, and they were willing to send me, because they're awesome, they were going to send me an X2 Hot to replace it, but I begged them and pleaded with them to send me an older model, which they were very confused by, but they obliged. Same shaft in it, and I just love this thing because the nice cambered sole on it, so I can get down to really any bad lie with it. It hits marvelously out of the long grass, but it also, off the fairway, off the tee, I use this club really anywhere, and it's just a solid 225 carry club for me. After I hit it off the tee, I can hit it 235, 240 with some roll. It's got the Project X 6.0 shaft in it, and it was the tour version of the Project X that they put in their pro heads, and it's a 1/2 inch short. I cut it down. That's just comfortable to me. I love it from the top line. It's nice and sleek. And this one I have the New Decade multi-compound. Once again, even though it's not a wrap style, it still has the lines and the grip there to help me indicate where I like to choke up to if I want to gauge in and hit a little bit different distances. But this is really a do-it-all club for me. I hit it pretty much everywhere and any way I can. Moving on. Now this is the new edition, and if any of you watched my M1 Go to the Dark Side video, you know that this club already exists in my bag, and you can see the explanation of why I switched to it, because I used to play a Tour Edge Exotic CB Pro, and I'll put a link once again up here in the corner if I can, and then down in the description if you want to watch that video and see the numbers based on why I switched to this club. It was amazing. It was one of those clubs that once I hit it, I really didn't even need to see numbers. I knew it was better. I knew it performed better. And that's really the whole reason why I switched clubs ever, is it has to improve on what I already have in my bag. If it's the same, I'll just keep what I have because I'm comfortable with it and used to it. I don't play things just because they're new. And I know that's a little backwards because that's, tends to be the trend is to try to put new equipment in your bag as often as possible, but I'm not that kind of girl. It's a TaylorMade M1, and it's a 3-wood, 15 degrees aloft. I play it in the standard loft setting. I have the weight set completely neutral, right dead center. The reason I did that was, it just gives me the best launch, it gives me the best spin rate numbers, and best performance. And when you hit this thing off the face, it is a bombshell. And as soon as I hit this, it was game over. I put the Autola Rogue Silver in here in 70 gram. It's a X-Flex. I cut this down a full inch from standard length, and this one I still choke up maybe a 1/4 inch on. I don't choke up quite as much on this because the head weight and everything feels pretty good when I'm all the way at the end, and plus it just performs well. So excited about that one. I absolutely love this club. Even though I troll TaylorMade all the time and tell them how much they suck, I really do like the clubs that they make, and I think that this one is just a perfect fit for me. So now, last but not least, hit my hand. This is my driver, and it is the Callaway Big Bertha Alpha from 2014. It's an older model. I can't find anything that I like better than this club. I think this is at 44.5 inches. It's got a Motori speeder, VC 6.2 extra stiff flex in there. The head on it, as far as the setting wise, it's a 9-degree head. I have it set 1 degree lower loft, which takes it down to an 8-degree in a neutral setting. I have a 7 gram weight and a 5 gram weight, 7 gram in the toe, 5 gram in the heel. Making the toe side slow down a little bit so I don't hood it. It feels so great coming off this face. It just feels like a trampoline. But another feature of the Big Bertha Alpha is the gravity core. This is the first time, because I think this one was the first, where you could actually invert the center of gravity in the golf club. And why this is important is because a low spin player like myself who launches it high with low spin, I know that doesn't sound bad. So by adding spin, it gave me a little bit better control. So I went from like 1,800 RPMs to closer to 2,000, which was more manageable for me, especially for my club head speed, to get a little bit more spin, and it kept the ball in the air a little longer, carrying a little bit farther, making it more accurate, longer off the tee. And I absolutely love this thing. And I actually had them design, or I took it through the U-Design program at Callaway, which is why this doesn't look like a typical Big Bertha Alpha driver, because they were blue and red. This one is all black. It's blacked out. Black's my favorite color, and I love everything about the way this club looks. It's fantastic. And Callaway was nice enough to engrave Boomstick on the bottom of it, because I'm a big Army of Darkness fan, so they put Boomstick on it, because this is my Boomstick. The grip I have on this driver is the New Decade multi-compound. I believe, yeah, on all my woods I have the multi-compounds, and once again, just maybe a mental thing, but all my irons I have the Golf Pride CP2, I'm sorry, not the CP2, but the Golf Pride Tour Wrap 2Gs, and on the irons they're actually white, and on the wedges they are red, because red means dead, and I'm gonna knock it dead, stiff, I don't know. Anyway, well, that pretty much wraps it up, but before I conclude the video, I do want to tell you what golf balls are in my bag, because I don't really share that information. I didn't share that information on my last What's in the Bag. So I play the Callaway Chrome Soft, and it's the True Viz with the optic yellow, and it's so cool. I just love the way this looks, and I know it's kind of gimmicky, and but I like it because on my chip shots, I can see the spin. I can see, it sounds silly, but you put a cut spin or a hook spin on a chip and let the ball roll out or have it check up a little bit. When you're practicing, you can see every bit of motion that's on this ball, and I just think that's so cool. And let's face it, no one's gonna take this ball when you hit it out on the course. They're not gonna drive by and be like, oh, it looks like mine. No, this is like the only one that's gonna be out there. But I do recommend that Chrome Soft, if you haven't tried it, to go out and try it. If you're bold enough, try it in the True Viz. They make it in a white and red version, which may be more up your alley. So that concludes it. That's my What's in the Bag 2.0 for 2016. I do not plan on changing for the rest of the year, so I probably won't make another one of these until I make some changes if I make changes in next year's equipment. There's no guarantee on that. So all major manufacturers, send me all your clubs and I'll test them out. Maybe they'll make it my bag. We'll see. But thanks for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, and play some golf. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.